Welcome to Creating Disney Magic with Lee Cockerell. Lessons in leadership, management, and customer service. You can create magic too. I'm your host, Jody Mayberry, and of course, I'm here with Lee Cockerell. Lee's in Orlando as he usually is. I'm at home in Washington State, but Lee is for 10 plus years. Lee has been saying, "Hey, it's time for you to move here. Time to get to Florida." But my goodness, Lee, I'll tell you what, when you're having 95, 100-degree weather and it's 62 here, it makes me think this isn't a bad place to be sometimes.
Exactly. I would many days trade places with you.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you may not want to always trade places, but if you want to take a vacation out here, visit the national parks, do all the great things there are to do here, call our friends at Magical Vacation Planner. We usually mention them in the sense of going to visit themed parks, but I saw they were promoting a special not long ago where you did a national park tour by rail. You took trains from park to park. It looked fabulous. You can call them at 407-442-2694. All right, Lee. Interesting topic for me today. I was on a call with Carol Quinn, who Lee knows well. Carol's been on this podcast before. She runs Higher Authority. That's her company. She developed motivation based interviewing. And we were on a call with the CEO of a company. And he was talking about how he felt their retention rate was pretty good. And she said, now, wait a minute. Retention rate by itself may not be something you want to measure because what if you're not retaining the right people? And she used the term that I don't know if you and I have ever talked about. She talked about quality of turnover. She said the people who are leaving, are they top performers or are they average performers? And then we went on to talk about how you don't want a retention strategy that's one size fits all, because what happens is if you have top performers leaving, you may have low turnover, but you're keeping people that you don't want. But if you have very high standards, it could be your standards, your procedures, your processes, your guidelines, expectations are making people that aren't the right fit leave. And you have high turnover, but it's people leaving that you don't necessarily want in your organization. And I thought, oh, this is a great topic that I've never talked about with Lee. I just had this call with Carol this morning, so I'm pretty excited about it. And I want your take on that, Lee.
Well, I would say, and I've always said, great people can leave every day. They have many choices. That's the problem. They can go out and get a great job, and people who are not very good and haven't been in their jobs much, and as you look at their resume and you find that they really haven't been promoted in their jobs. They've kind of been stuck in the same place for years and years and years. Uh, yeah, I mean, that's always the problem at Disney is how do you keep the great people? Because everybody's trying to pick them off. Universal wants them. Hilton wanted them. Brad Rex worked for me, and he left because we didn't have anything available. And because as you get closer and closer to the top, there's not many openings. And he left. Had got a great job at Hilton. I mean, great people are not worried about employment and about working, and so that would be the main reason I think you've got to have more and more great people, and they move up, you're going to lose some, but on balance, you're going to have a good inventory of great people who can replace each other coming up. I mean, even if a great person leaves, a great organization can replace them because they've been getting ready. They got people been training and learning the job, and the next one steps up. And sometimes that is healthy too. That you don't get people stagnated where they say, "Well, gosh, I've been here 2 years and nothing's happening." And I'm getting offers from outside the company and from other places and more money offer. And so some turnover is always good as long as you have a good backup and you've developed your people. And when critical role opens, you can fill it without much effort. So it's two-headed, but a great person probably delivers more to you in every area of their responsibility than anybody else. I mean, they may be doing the work of two or three people. Their ideas may be getting implemented because they know how to do it. They know how to deal with people. They know how to. So many talents to people who can take the stress and implement and be considered good people, good leaders by their teams. It's a multi-emotional job to be a leader. Literally, compose yourself, stay cool, calm, and collected, be an expert in the kind of work you do, take on crisis, take on pressure, stress. When you got those people, I tell you, that's why my hair got gray slower because I had a great team, and it's just. In fact, this is something that it's hard that people don't just naturally understand this. Like in sports, how do you win? You have the right players. And you we don't think about work that same way, but it is the same way. The best people make better decisions. The better people do better work. Just like in sports, if you got great players, that you're going to win more games than you would otherwise, because talent matters. Somebody told me once, you can have the best looking cheerleaders in the world, but if you don't have the right team, it doesn't matter how much they cheer, and it's true. Sometimes you don't have the best cheering section, and those teams still win because the team is right. And so, yeah, I think for coaches and for leaders and managers and parents, always be thinking about how you're going to make everybody feel better in the environment and wake up in the morning and excited to play. I mean, watching the World Cup right now, these guys can't wait to get out of bed in the morning. I mean, they go nuts, and so do the fans. I mean, it's an incredible thing, the enthusiasm for what they do. And there's good lessons there because it's hard, and they practice hard, and they work hard, and now they're doing these matches under 100-degree temperatures, and they're still going at it and putting their best effort in. And that's what great people do. So pick that one, you'll pick the right one.
Lee, before I ask you more about retention, something just dawned on me. When we started working together, even though you had ran Walt Disney World, responsible for 50,000 cast members, you still had dark hair. We've worked together for 12 years and you now have gray hair. Does that mean working with just me caused you more stress than being responsible for 50,000 people?
It could be balanced. Who knows? If we could only know why everything's turned gray. Yeah,
All right. So when you were running Walt Disney World, was turnover and retention something that you looked at? Is it something that you talked about with your executive team?
oh, it was a major focus. I mean, that is the focus. I mean, Disney, if you got 50,000 people, you're going to have people leaving. They're going to move. Their wife goes to New York, so they move, or they so. But no, we were watching that by category from what jobs. Sometimes we had more problem with chefs because there wasn't enough talent out in the industry to bring new ones in. So we really wanted to make sure that turnover stayed solid. And yeah, and obviously we were watching all kind of job categories to see, are we paying enough, are we training enough, are we appreciating them enough, do they know that we love them, do they feel good about their benefits, do they feel good. I used to tell my team, please, come and tell me before you quit so we can talk about it, what I need to do to make you not do that. And it was kind of fun. I'd say, raise your hand and swear not to quit without discussing it with me first. Because if I don't spot something you're unhappy about, please come and tell me. Because if you're not doing your job and I'm not happy with you, I'll be telling you. If you're not happy with me and not happy with your job, you tell me and we'll work it out. Because at the end of the day, we both win. Uh, Yeah. I mean, I tell you, when I hired Carl Holtz, I talk about this a lot. I interviewed 13 people. It took me almost 6 months. I mean, to find a good person who can run a Disney operation at the level of excellence that it requires, it's hard. So once you get them, you better love them and take care of them so they don't divorce you and leave and go somewhere else. So it's those analogies are correct. Once you got a great one, keep them. So,
Yeah, and there's a lot to it. Not well, it impacts your operation, of course. It impacts your team. But I look at when I left from being a park ranger, it nobody asked me anything about why are you leaving until I was already gone. When if you look at how much had been spent to train me through firearms, through defensive tactics, through everything we had to get trained for. I was one of only three bike patrol instructors in the agency. I mean, it's impactful when someone leaves that you've spent a lot of money to train. And I know Lee talked about, we look at it a lot. Disney, they looked at it a lot. It was a topic quite a bit. And I think it's part of it is it's important to understand why people are leaving. So Lee, did you? I know you talked about them beforehand. Beforehand, say, tell me if you're about to leave so we can do something about it. But when people did leave, did you talk to them to find out why, to look for patterns, or to see if something was going wrong?
oh yeah, they were all followed up with at every level, even the hourly level, trying to figure out what the reason was. And I'll tell you, the number one reason people leave is because they didn't like their boss. They loved Disney, but they didn't like that environment they were working in. So I would say 15% of the turnover is bad leadership or some person who's not treating you respectfully and not training you and not developing you, and you don't believe there's going to be any progress for your career because you're in a situation with somebody who doesn't really pay attention to that. And the other cost is when you hire, you lose a really good person. That new person, even if they're going to be good, make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, make a lot of bad decisions. There's nothing like losing experience because that experience helps your judgment dramatically. And certainly somebody who's worked at Disney for years and years and years, they know all the ins and outs and they know how to ask for help. They know who to contact. They know how to make a good decision. So keep your team together if you can. And the other reason is make sure you're developing people for the next level because that's where you don't have to have 6 months. And we, at the time we were going through that with Carl Holtz, we didn't have anybody, and we had to go out. We could have just hired somebody, but we were really pushing back against that. Don't just hire somebody just because you don't have anybody. Take your time, keep looking because you want to hire somebody. You want them for the long haul, not just to fill a short-term job. And it's hard because you need somebody and it's driving you crazy and you don't have the right person in the operation. But stick to your guns and go for quality. You'll always win out that way, definitely. Even though some days you don't believe it because you got so much stress by having that job open. But just push and stay on it, and after a while it settles down, and you'll pick the right person.
If you were talking to everybody when they left, let's just use frontline. You have frontline leaving from one particular area, and you realize, okay, in the last 3 months we've lost four people from the same supervisor. How did you handle that?
Yeah, we were tracking who hired the person that left and who they worked for, and when you see that smoke coming up, people get involved. Either HR get involved, or survey, or somebody going and talking to the management or to the front line. What's going on here, and what's so often things are going on that you don't realize. It's a big operation. There's some manager out there doing an okay job, but not a great job, and some great people working for them, and they end up leaving. But you don't notice it. It's just okay. But I think true, just what you said. Keep track of the numbers. Numbers tell a lot of stories. Yeah,
Well, I
you're
like
about.
what Lee told us. they don't just track who the supervisor is, they track who hired the person. That could be a big tell that there could be somebody in your organization that is just not good at hiring. And that could be the biggest problem of why you have turnover. All right, this has been a great conversation. Currently, we do not have anything about hiring in the Cockerell Academy. Perhaps that's something that we look at in the future. We have a lot about leadership, management, culture, customer service, and that's how you keep people, the training them right, treating them right. You can find all of that at cockerellstore.com. You can go there and see all that we offer, including workshops, the Creating Magic Mastermind, all the things that we're offering. Until next week, go out and create magic for others.